Hi, my name is Lizzie Amaya, and our topic is e-learning. So today's presentation will cover what is e-learning. We'll explain the benefits and disadvantages of e-learning. We will identify and explain the different e-learning methodologies that are used. We will discuss how e-learning is implemented, and lastly, we will discuss the EPSS, known as the Electronic Performance Support System. So, what is e learning? E learning is one of the most complex terms used, but a simpler definition of e learning is that it is the application of electronic technological systems that supports the learning process. E-learning is considered to be a catalyst because it is changing the whole model of learning, not just for students but for employees, and as well as the ongoing training and development of professionals such as the doctors, lawyers, etc. So, e learning has experienced a remarkable evolution and growth, and this is because of the massive changes that were made and are still made in ICT, which is known as the Information and Communication Technology. And also, it is because of the increasing demand to make training compatible with people's lives and also the professional side of people's lives. So, from an organization's perspective, e learning is said that it is starting to bridge the gap between learning and work because it has the potential to transform how and when employees actually learn. So, e learning is a tool that is considered by many organizations to improve the skills and capacity of their employees. But what we should know is that e learning is not just a training method, but it is a learning method that is tailored to individuals. E-learning, we have the synchronous e-learning and the asynchronous e-learning. So synchronous e-learning involves online studies, and it is supported by media such as video conferencing and chat. Um, this type of e-learning, it's where learners and instructor can interact in a specific visual place but from different locations. And we have the asynchronous e-learning whereby it can be carried out even when students are offline at your own schedule, and the coursework is delivered via web, via email, and also message boards.
Good day, my name is Zizipo Mbangata, and today I will be firstly defining the key terms, and then later on we'll be talking about the disadvantages of e-learning. So firstly, we will be discussing the key terms. So the first key term is an application app. So, an application app is a self contained program or piece of software that is designed to fulfill a particular purpose, especially as downloaded by a user to a mobile device. And the second keyword is asynchronous e learning. So, this is whereby learners are learning at different times. So, in other words, the content is available and is continuously updated, and the learners can access it whenever they want to. So the third keyword is an avatar. So an avatar is an icon, user picture, or virtual tutor, or an animated character who guides learners through a course of e-learning. A blog. So what is a blog? A blog is an online diary that allows back and comments, and is therefore a useful tool for interactive e-learning. So the last keyword is cloud computing. So this is the process of using a network of remote servers hosted on the internet store.
Hello, my name is Amanda Nukwaga and I will be explaining the benefits of e-learning. We all know what e-learning is, and according to the textbook written by Marius Meyer, there are 8 benefits of e-learning, and the first one is cost administration. So cost administration is all the admin that takes place before the actual training. Admin such as booking of a venue, taking your participants' information, knowing which training is suitable for each participant, as well as organizing study materials for participants. So all these activities or all this admin may cause a lot of paperwork for training managers, which is why it's very important that a comprehensive admin system is introduced or implemented that will make this task more easier and more faster. So technology has introduced and made available various software packages, and these packages are available and they provide a range of admin options. So these packages make it possible to process course registration, update participants' records. So these packages or these software packages make it more simpler for training managers to process anything that has to do with admin or any admin that take place before the actual. So the second benefit of e-learning is financial management. So one of the most significant of an e-learning system is that it provides a tool for the sound financial management of HRD functions. So HRD functions, women training programs. So some software packaging have been introduced, and there's software packages, financial software packages, which allow users to create a budget for each training program using all the cost categories that comes with the financial software packages, such as a trainer fee, accommodation, training aids, and refreshments. So these financial software packages that have been introduced by technology make it possible for trainers to to budget well for their training, for trainers to budget well for the training program that they are about to conduct. Furthermore, it also calculates very specific measurements such as cost per delegate per hour, cost per class, etc. It is therefore evident that an e-learning system can ensure that the financial management of a training function is managed more effectively. So we all know that when you're making a budget for a training, it is quite difficult because you are dealing with large number of money. So using a proper financial software system to help you budget well can make a lot of difference when you are planning on doing a training learning. The third benefit of e-learning is management reports. So computer packages can be used to consolidate information from the training records, which indicates timetable, participants list, course program, guest speakers, and others. Some packages make it possible to generate customized reports by selecting information from the database and sorting and organizing it to meet specific report requirements. So a computer package can be used to do all of this rather than doing it paper based. So a computer package can be used to manage all the training or management reports. So the fourth benefit of e-learning is resource management, and resource management is the management of resources effectively in a training program. So it states here on the slide that equipping a training center with the necessary computer and other equipment constitutes a major investment. So it is therefore unacceptable for expensive computer equipment to be underutilized in a training program. So a control system can record the use of computers and allows for computers to be pre-booked at particular time. Moreover, the system can help the e-learning facilitator by reporting on a learner's progress in terms of material covered, modules completed, test passed, and exercises completed. So e-learning is very important when it comes to resource management. It's very effective and very efficient. So another benefit of training is cost saving. So the cost of a traditional training is very expensive, as we all know, because a trainer needs to book a venue, provide study material for these participants, do all the work. So that may increase the budget for the training program. So The cost of traditional training is very expensive, especially when trainers from a head office are required to travel all over the country to present a training course at regional offices or branches for an organization. Staff members from different provinces or cities can be trained at the same time if e-learning is used. So let's say, for example, Pick n Pay wants to train all its supervisors across the country. So what they would do is that they would conduct a training via a computer software or Skype or Zoom meeting to train the supervisors all over the country. So e-learning is more cost effective because the same training session delivered at one central location can be transferred by means of satellite to various locations countrywide. And also the company would save money. From traveling these trainers all over the country in different locations to train employees. So the company may save money on that too. So that is why e-learning is most cost effective when it comes to training. So another benefit of e-learning is learner needs. So it says here on the slide that another key principle of adult learning is that the learner should be at the center of the learning process. E-learning can make a significant contribution to institutionalizing this principle in the workplace, in that e-learning can accommodate an individual learning needs. So how is that even possible? So it says here the computer can track the speed of learning and the knowledge of individual learning needs. One learner may have some knowledge of a particular topic and can therefore complete an e-learning program quickly. Another learner may need more time to complete the task. So what this means is that the training facilitators can track the progress of learners as to how well or how bad they are doing. So the computer gives feedback on the activities that the learners have taken during the training. So the seventh benefit of e-learning is effective learning. E-learning promotes effective learning through the fact that standardized computer systems are used. The different contributions of individual trainers are moderated in order to ensure a consistent training message conveyed by technology. So moreover, simulated practice can be used for applications in which OTJ training would be dangerous or convenient. Skills transfer is encouraged, especially with advanced e-learning systems such as EPSS, which immediately improves OTJ performance. So the last benefit of e-learning is evaluation. So it states here on the slide that sophisticated evaluation techniques can be used which are quicker and more accurate than the ones that were used previously. So integrated tracking and record keeping forms part of many e-learning systems, which makes it possible for the trainers to start the evaluation process while they are busy facilitating the training session. So basically, when the facilitators are using e-learning, they are doing two things at the same time. They are facilitating the program while they are able to evaluate the process as well. So those are all the benefits of e-learning.
The disadvantages of e-learning. So first of all, the development cycle for e-learning courseware is not only expensive but is time consuming as well. So as a result, e-learning is not suitable for topics that change regularly. So the following are disadvantages of e-learning. So the first disadvantage is that the initial cost of e-learning is high compared with the cost of developing a lecture-based course. So the second disadvantage is that regular software may not be available. So the next disadvantage is that the development of e-learning requires skills that may not be available. So another disadvantage is that e-learning may involve the investment in new equipment, and the last disadvantage is that there might be learner frustrations with the ineffective online systems and collaboration. So, in closing, e-learning should not be seen as the sole solution to an organization's training problems.
E-learning has a range of methodologies that are frequently used. The first methodology that we are going to take a look at is the interactive multimedia. Interactive multimedia is any computer delivered electronic system that permits the user to combine, control, and manipulate different types of medias such as text, sounds, and videos, etc. And also, it allows the instructor and trainees to communicate from various locations. We have the web-based training. This refers to the training that is done through a web-based or online environment. And this type of methodology uses cloud-based computing tools for access, for administration, delivery, and analytics. The third methodology of e-learning, we are all familiar with it. It is the internet. Internet is a global computer network that provides a variety of information and communication facilities. And this type of methodology offers new ways of increasing learning, such as the linkage of resources and the sharing of knowledge within the organization and outside the organization. So when using internet, interactive tutorials can be used, and learners can take courses online, and they can download documents and tutorials and software from the internet. We also have the intranet. So this form of e-learning methodology uses internal electronic networks of an organization. It also provides opportunities to develop programs that have been customized for an organization's particular learning needs. So EPSS is the Electronic Performance Support System that uses computers to capture, store, and disseminate knowledge and information throughout the organization. And one of the e-learning methodologies is social learning. So social learning is about social media, and social media makes it very easy for learners to learn, because they can access social media platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, WhatsApp, and LinkedIn from their handheld devices. Lastly, we have video conferencing. So this type of e-learning methodology is a technology that allows users in different locations to hold face-to-face meetings without having to move to a single location together. So this type of methodology, you can use it when you are holding meetings, when you are negotiating business deals, and when you are interviewing a job candidate.
Hi everyone, my name is Kalipa Pike, and today I'll be talking about the implementation of e-learning. The e-learning implementation process should be carefully planned and effectively managed to ensure effective training and transfer of skills. What do I mean by that? By that I mean that the team behind this implementation of e-learning should be people that have the required skills, people that have enough knowledge regarding e-learning, and computers, technology, softwares, and all that is needed to implement e-learning, and what is used when doing e-learning, basically. So those people should be skilled and must have enough knowledge, and they should also do enough research and make sure that they have all the facts needed and basically the knowledge needed. And e-learning implementation requires some costs, so companies or universities or colleges cannot afford to make mistakes in this process. And the implementation of e-learning consists of 5 steps. Step number 1 is training needs analysis. Step number 2 is e-learning platform and design. Step number 3 is implementation of e-learning delivery. Now we're moving forward to the first step of e-learning implementation, which is training needs analysis. The first step in planning e-learning is to conduct a training needs analysis, like with all other training interventions. This step is very important to ensure the success of this implementation, which is why the team has to be well equipped, must have all the skills required, and must make sure that the team has knowledge and made a research regarding this implementation, because we don't want mistakes made during the implementation. Several needs analysis techniques can be used. For an example, focus groups, questionnaires, or performance data analysis. The needs analysis should indicate the type of skills required and whether e-learning is indeed the answer to the particular training need. The most important component is analysis of the learner profile, where you take a look at the location of the learner, if it is right for e-learning, characteristics, and preferred learning style. So this component whereby you take a look at the learner's profile basically means that you should ensure that. Now we're moving to the second step, which is e-learning platform and design. The e-learning platform and design says that e-learning cannot be implemented by the training department alone. Project team is needed to achieve the implementation goal. E-learning runs smoothly when project managers work together with the training department. E-learning, a comprehensive e-learning plan is needed to ensure effective management of the e-learning system and e-learning resources required. Team and parties involved in the implementation of e-learning are, so these are the teams involved: information technologist, instructional designer, graphic artist, line managers, and HRD managers. These individuals are the brain behind this implementation. And the parties involved are trainers, managers, subject matter expert, graphic designers, human computer interface designer, video and sound producers and editors, program designers and programmers, as well as the project manager. There are actually several factors to be taken into consideration when implementing e-learning, and these factors are learner profile, which is the one that I've just explained, and then the learning content. With regards to the learning content, our courses actually differ. So with other courses, it is actually like impossible to conduct them via e-learning. So those courses would probably require a face-to-face lecture. So the courses like nursing, when you have to do practicals, it's basically those practical courses when they have to do practicals in nursing, education, food science, and science basically. And yeah, so those courses would actually require for a face-to-face learning than e-learning. And the training objectives, learning outcomes, computing resources, organization readiness. The organization has to be fully ready. Research must be conducted and all that. And also decision making regarding training and support staff. So these are actually all the factors to be taken into consideration when doing the e-learning implementation. And there's also competency areas with regards to e-learning platform and design, which is managing projects, which is not easy, designing learning interventions, so how you'll conduct the lesson, what lesson you'll do at what time, and what do you do when you're conducting that lesson, and editing learning materials. So will be the study book, the workbook, the slides and all that, and also presenting e-learning, because it is actually, I'm sure it is difficult to present e-learning, especially when it's for your first time doing e-learning as a lecturer. Yeah, and also evaluating e-learning. So when entirely staff members are trained to implement e-learning, HRD department must embark on a marketing campaign to enlighten the rest of the organization of the benefits and services offered regarding e-learning. Now we're on the third step of the implementation of e-learning, which is implementation of e-learning delivery. At this stage, the actual learning takes place in a form of a satellite session. E-learning project plan must be continuously revised and regular meetings must be conducted to ensure that all role players understand their roles and responsibilities assigned to them. People conducting the actual training session will have to apply new set of skills and competencies to deliver e-learning effectively. So the guidelines for presenting interactive e-learning are a strong introduction and closure to stimulate interest in particular training interventions and show benefits of e-learning. Number 2, trainers should involve participants in a variety of ways by varying the instructional techniques to suit the particular training need and e-learning method. And the trainer must maintain constant eye contact with the camera so that it doesn't distract the students or learners. E-learning facilitators must improve their listening skills and show a listening face. Voice quality is very important. The pitch and tone must make the learner to be interested to listen throughout the session. Use of verbal reinforcers is important, as high level of energy is needed. Media coordination skills are essential. For an example, when the trainer needs to switch camera on and off while conducting the e-learning. For instance, sometimes when the lecturer is presenting, the learner is actually when the lecturer is presenting e-learning or conducting a lesson. So sometimes the lecturer will just make the introduction without the slides showing. So when the lecturer wants to switch off the camera and then so that we as students can see the slides, so this skill is required, which is why they need training before conducting e-learning. Now we are on the fourth step of e-learning implementation, which is evaluation. This step is about evaluating the effectiveness of the learner interventions. Kirkpatrick 2011 approach to evaluation of training program can be applied in evaluating e-learning. Reaction evaluation in a form of reactions forms can be used to evaluate the learner's awareness of the quality of the learning program. Learning evaluation can transpire despite the fact that the e-learning program is being conducted. This happens by using computerized tests and exercises to assess whether the learner have learned the acquired knowledge and skills. This form of evaluation is very useful in e-learning as instant feedback on learner performance can be provided to both the learner and the trainer. Behavior evaluation can be used to measure the performance of learners back in the work situation. This can be done by observation of learner behavior or by computerized systems such as EPSS. Results evaluation is a crucial form of e-learning evaluation, particularly in the light of the large amount of resources devoted in the design of e-learning system. The influence of e-learning intervention in terms of financial results should therefore be calculated and reported to management in order and to ensure their continuous support of e-learning. E-learning must be effective, efficient, and engaging. Now we are on the last step, which is step number 5, e-learning improvements. The e-learning is still new in South Africa. In this stage, feedback is used to develop appropriate plans for improvements. The improvement should now be documented and systematically integrated into the development of subsequent e-learning interventions. Improvements should be communicated to the whole organization to ensure employees and managers are informed of the evolving nature of the e-learning system and reaffirm their support of the implementation of e-learning. Many companies opted for a blended approach to e-learning using different training methodologies in addition to e-learning, such as self-paced learning packs and traditional classroom training. So with this step, when you have evaluated e-learning on the previous step, so now you see this is what we should do, this is what we should not do, this went well and this went south. So now on the last step is whereby you make sure that all the mistakes are corrected, because obviously there will be mistakes, even though we should try to prevent them at all times, but there will be mistake when trying to implement e-learning for the first time. So now on the last step, we're actually about improving those mistakes. And
greetings all. My name is Siposeto Ashanti Stolo, a fourth-year student at the Cape Peninsula University of Technology, currently pursuing an advanced diploma in human resources management. Today, I'll be delivering a presentation on electronic performance support system using the Managing Human Resource Development, a Strategic Approach textbook, which is the 5th edition, and other online sources. So what is electronic performance support system? This is a well-constructed computerized tool that is systemically integrated at the employee location, which exploits the diverse capabilities of a computer to improve individual and organizational performance. It can also be defined as a special kind of software program for the training of individuals. It helps the user of the program to complete a certain task in a guided manner. This system is widely used in many places due to its potential to increase the productivity of the trainees. This means that an employee receives information from the computer when he or she experiences a particular problem. It is therefore not necessary for the employee to attend classroom training because electronic performance support system provides the just-in-time training, support, and information the employee needs in his or her working environment. We will now be talking about the use of electronic performance support system in the workplace. The use of electronic performance support system can be considered the future of training systems. This system can easily replace an organization's traditional training system because it is much less costly and much more intuitive and learner-friendly. This system allows a trainee to easily perform a given task in a short time while learning a lot about the actual system in the process of working. Thus, this is an adventurous method for faster working and learning processes. It is especially useful in smaller firms where the more experienced individuals have to spend a lot of time teaching new employees and supervising their work. This results in a lot of wasted productivity. Another case is that they may have to hire expensive trainers from the outside the firm to train their new employees. However, electronic performance support systems navigates all these problems by providing a low-cost measure for better performance. Moreover, it also can be noted that the electronic performance support system programs are very cost-effective and simple to use and are thus used by many people all over the world for learning a specific computing skill. This skill may be anything from computer programming to simply filling a tax return online. I will now be talking about the benefits of electronic performance support systems in organizations. 1. There is less emphasis on training and more on learning and performance. Training time is thus reduced. 2. New employees can perform a task with little or no prior training. 3. Electronic performance support system provides employees with the knowledge, information, and support they need to perform effectively. 4. Close employee supervision is not needed as electronic performance support system fulfills the support function. 5. Employees can solve their own problems quicker and more effectively. 6. Different learning styles can be accommodated. 7. Whilst traditional training is isolated from task performance, electronic performance support systems is integrated into the workplace. I will now be talking about the proposed guidelines to ensure the effectiveness of electronic performance support systems in the workplace. Electronic performance support systems should be framed in the job context, not within a computing framework. The electronic performance support system information must not contain excessive background information, but should provide specific answers to the user's questions and problems. Electronic performance support system must be user-friendly, relevant, and stimulating. There should be training and support for the use of electronic performance support systems. The system should be continuously updated to accommodate changes and developments in the business. This was the information that I was able to gather and put into one video to teach other people about electronic performance support systems, and I hope you learned a thing or two if you didn't know any. Thank you.